Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington, and we are about to dive into some of this Real Housewives of Beverly Hills tea and drama that is just not stopping. As everybody knows, they are recording the reunion today. But before we dive into that, you know the drill. Like this video, it really helps me. And then also be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live and spill the tea. And share this with a friend. You know, a key is always better with community. And we are growing over here on the channel. So let's just keep growing. Let's just keep laughing. And let's keep having a really great key. All right, so with that, let's dive in. All right, so we know how Diana Jenkins tried to gaslight a nation and say that she had donated $100,000 to the victims of the Lion Air, plane crash, which was essentially the victims of Tom Girardi. And, by proxy, we could say is Erika Girardi's victims as well, since she benefited from the stolen and fraudulent money. Okay. But we all know that turned out not to be true. What it is that Diana Jenkins actually created her own newfound foundation, and she pledged, she said she will give money through her own foundation, and then she's asking for public donations. So basically what she's saying, she set up her own GoFundMe. All of you people donate, and then once we get to 100K, or if we get there, or up to 100K, whatever, maybe one day I will give that money to the victims if they apply for it and I approve for them to get their money. It's a scam, it's a scheme, it's a fraud. It was nothing but a big PR stunt. They're trying to gaslight a nation, but clearly we saw through this. And we all said, well, why don't you just donate directly to the victims? Why are you setting up your own charity? Why are you asking us for donations? Is it so you can take a fee? You can take a quote unquote administration fee. So that way, if I donate money, you can take a percentage of it. Is it for a tax break? Is it just a complete front? Is it just because you want to deflect from all of the rumors that are going around about child sex trafficking? Again, those are allegations. Those are rumors. I'm not saying it's a fact. I'm just saying these rumors have been out there for decades. Okay. So now, word on the street, and shout out to the real Andy of Beverly Hills. This was his exclusive scoop, and I have linked his video in the description box because I want to support my fellow content creators. So this was an exclusive scoop by the real Andy of Beverly Hills. Again, the video is linked in the description box. But word on the street is, who has been donating directly to the victims has been our queen of Beverly Hills, Lisa Vanderpump. So apparently she has been donating directly to the victims since 2020 for the last 2 years, which is what we said before. Why now, Diana? You knew about the victims a year ago, 16 months ago, 2020, when we all knew about it. But now all of a sudden you want to make this, for surface charity all of a sudden. You want to create your own fund where you manage the money? Why didn't you donate directly to the victims the way LVP did? And apparently this was part of the source of contention between Erika and LVP during the last season that LVP was actually on the show, because she was, I don't know if LVP was on the show when the allegations hit. So I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say, clearly, there's always been a beef between LVP and Erika, right? There's always been a beef between LVP and Erika. To me, Erika was always threatened by LVP. I think she was threatened by the fact that Tom literally called her a formidable opponent. She probably felt a little insecure about that. All of the women clearly were jealous and insecure when it came to LVP. But anyway, word on the street is that LVP was privately donating directly to the victims. She donated about 6 or 7 times. And it wasn't for like legal fees. It wasn't like, oh, I'm giving you money so you can battle Erika. I'm giving you money so you can, get an attorney and a lawyer and go after her. It was money for like day-to-day life, for like living expenses and to help out with their mental health. Because a lot of the victims were saying that like they were suffering in general, right? They're suffering in general because a lot of them were injured and wounded and lost family members and burned and all of these horrible things, like plane crash survivors and all of these things, So just in general, they have been suffering, unable to work, unable to live the full life they could have lived if they were not injured, if they were not hurt, if they did not suffer these losses. And then also to help with their mental health, because it was like, wait a minute, I'm watching TV and I'm watching the person who allegedly has benefited this complete life of luxury, this complete life of pampering with the money that was supposed to go to my medical care, with the money that was supposed to help me keep a roof over my head and food on my table and clothes on my back. And I have to sit here week after week and watch this woman and this man live in mansions, get purses for $20,000, have all these cars and go on all these trips. And I'm barely getting by. Where's my settlement money? Where is the money that was meant for me to literally live on? So Lisa Vanderpump was giving them money for that. It wasn't like, oh, let me give you money so you can attack the Girardis in court. It was like, wow, you've gone through a really hard time. You're barely getting by. You're suffering mentally and emotionally. Here's some money to help you, get by. And then she was privately getting her, wealthy and rich friends to donate directly to the victims as well. And this is the first time we're really hearing about it. So she really has kept it under wraps, So again, shout out to the real Andy of Beverly Hills. This was his exclusive scoop. And also, of course, shout out to Queen LVP. Do I believe this? Because again, it's alleged, it's a rumor. I do believe it because I do think LVP genuinely it gives back. She's a genuine philanthropist. And I also believe it because we're just hearing about it now, to me, is what gives it credibility. Because remember, conspiracies, it's always about timing. If she had dropped this that she was privately giving to the victims, like after the whole feud with Erika, after she left the show or anything like that, or last year, then I would be like, oh, you're doing this for a look, you're doing this for an op. You know what I mean? Then I would say that. But the fact that she's been privately giving to these people for the last 2 years gives it credibility, gives it, credence. So shout out to Lisa Vanderpump, for giving back to the victims in the way that we all said logically made sense, privately and directly. This whole Diana scam, her getting with Erika, creating this charity, saying she's donated, but she actually hasn't given a dime. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's a lot going on. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you believe that Lisa Vanderpump really has been behind the scenes donating directly to the victims for their day-to-day life and their mental health? What do you think about Diana with her whole I gave 10K, but it turns out she really didn't give the 100K the way it came out? And what do you think about Erika? Do you think she really is mad at Diana, or do you think she's in cahoots with her? And where do you think LVP and Erika stand today? So with that, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you had a fun kiki, be sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, share, and share alike. Give a little bit of a super thanks if you feel inclined. But don't forget to check out the description box, babe. We got merchandise, courses, coaching, podcasts, movies, freebies. We got it all. It goes down in the description box. So with that, I love you guys. Take care of yourself and each other. Bye.
Welcome to Sugar Pills, a practical guide to self-care, where your host, writer, actor, and producer Candy Washington helps you live a more joyful life with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. Be sure to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and join the conversation on Instagram at Candy Washington. Let's go!